We now come to SNP spokesperson Dave Doogan.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Secretary of State for advance sight of his statement. We, on these benches, welcome the sight of the additional measures taken to support Ukraine on behalf of the United Kingdom, and we also welcome the engagement that I know the Secretary of State has had with the SNP leadership in this place. Mr Speaker, his statement highlights the bravery of Ukraine's defence forces, but I'm sure he also acknowledges that alongside this bravery is an exceptional tactical efficacy in stark contrast to the Russian invaders, and I'm sure he'd have no hesitation in agreeing with that observation. The Secretary of State highlights in his statement Russia's apparent reduced ambition to consolidate in the east of Ukraine around Donbass, and through Mariupol tried to secure a land bridge to Crimea. Can he reassure the House today that enduring economic pressure and further military support will continue to frustrate this Russian ambition of aggression? It was a great pleasure for me to meet the Royal Marine Commandos from 4-5 Commando in Arbroath in Warsaw earlier this month. But what more can be done by NATO allies to ensure that our partners on the eastern flank of NATO are further reassured around NATO's determination to stand firm against any and all aggression towards our allies? And finally, I welcome the details of the £100 million for higher grade equipment, including anti-ship missiles. As the Secretary of State will be all too well aware, you don't get an awful lot of higher grade equipment for £100 million. So I'd welcome any further advice he can give us on that. And in terms specifically of anti-ship role, can he confirm that brimstone missiles have no role in that application? And can he discuss with us, if possible, what role the UK's Harpoon missiles will have in that application? And if we're not donating UK stocks of Harpoon missiles, is that because we don't have enough ourselves? Thank you.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Just on the Harpoon, we're not at present providing Harpoon. Our Harpoon missiles are launched from ships, whereas very few nations, I don't think any nowadays, launch from land Harpoon. It was there's a lot of media around this invasion, Mr Speaker, and there isn't a day go past where I have to counter just stories that have appeared somehow made up, some of them. I think the AS-90 going to Ukraine was another story that appeared in the Daily Express this weekend. No, they're not. So I don't know where that came from, but it is not. So on that, on brimstone missiles, we made a commitment, I think nearly 18 months ago, 2 years ago, when we were selling fast attack patrol boats to Ukraine, that we would sell it armed with maritime brimstone missiles. We would do that. They are not at present in the country. Those ships have not been yet purchased or delivered. However, if we wish to provide brimstones in whatever guises they are, I will inform members of this House when we do it. I don't close it off as an opportunity. I think it is a perfectly legitimate thing. There are different sophistications between Block 1, which is just land brimstone, to developments that we've never bought that they can do at sea. So they range in their capabilities. And I think first and foremost, we will look to provide, if we do, brimstone for the land, using stock we already hold, but not as yet on the sea. What more can we do for our eastern colleagues? I would always advise colleagues, and many of you here already know about the Joint Expeditionary Force, which is a tremendous group of the 10 Nordic countries. I recently asked my colleagues from around the House to the dinner when we had the Jeff Summit here in the UK. They are Scandinavian and the Baltic states, the United Kingdom, Iceland. They are a tremendous grouping of people. Some people describe them as the beer-drinking nations. I'm less charitable and describe it as the nations with probably the worst weather in Europe, so that's what uniquely binds us together. But we are the doers in Europe. We get on and do it, we share, we exercise, we train together, and it also involves Finland and Sweden, and I think that's a very, very good group. And as to 4-5 Commander in Arbroath, they have done an excellent job, are doing an excellent job, and they are, as he says, in Poland, and they are incredibly professional, and there is more work for them to do.
So, Julian.